Okay, what we got up to last week was an explanation of two levels of Keser. Remember that? Atik and Arich. So let's get back into the Maamar and hopefully it'll make sense. In page Memhei, this is the left page. Yeah, on that side. Memhei, the second paragraph. V'zoi ha'mayla d'inyan dichi b'noisa b'shabal de'hamrirus mizeshu kli reikon pirush ha'sheni b'kelim reikom altamiti al inyan d'tichi b'noisa shabal de'ha'oisik terah mitzvahs ha'gam she'en le'aviyira pirush ha'rishon b'kelim reikom altamiti. This is the advantage. This is a long sentence. This is the advantage of the extra oil, meaning the extra inspiration that comes about as a result of being bitter and disappointed in yourself because you are an empty vessel, which is the second interpretation of the empty vessels, over the first interpretation of the empty vessels, which is to do mitzvahs that are empty without any feeling, but to do it anyway. Again, we said much earlier in the Maamar, that there are two interpretations of the pasuk that says, get as many empty vessels as you can. And from those empty vessels, you will live off the extra oil that is produced. Yeah? Everyone remember what we're talking about from the beginning?
Yeah.
So what were the two interpretations? The first interpretation was, what? What are empty vessels? Mitzvahs. Why they're empty?
Because you haven't done them yet. You don't have
Because you have no feeling.
for them yet.
Do empty mitzvahs. You're not in the mood, but do mitzvahs anyway. And by doing that, how do you get inspired?
By being little, humble.
That's the second one. The first one is because why are you doing the mitzvahs if you don't have a feeling towards them?
For Hashem.
Right. And where's that coming from in you?
Your real soul.
The depth of your soul that cannot be not disconnected from Hashem. So when you connect to the deepest level of your soul, that creates a new, greater energy, an extra energy that you can live off, that will bring inspiration back. That was the first interpretation. The second interpretation was that empty vessels means contemplate on your emptiness, on the fact that you are an empty vessel, that you're uninspired. Why are you uninspired? Because your mind is full of emptiness. It's full of meaningless things. Your heart is excited about silly things. You are the empty vessel. By contemplating on that, you shatter your complacency. You shake yourself up, and that shattering allows the depth of your soul to shine through, and you'll be re-inspired. Says the Rebbe, the second way is far deeper than the first. The meditation on your emptiness is far deeper than doing empty mitzvahs. Why? Key. Third line at the end, after the brackets. In that second paragraph. Because the added energy that comes about through doing mitzvahs and learning Torah even though you're not inspired, what is the inspiration? Because you're doing the mitzvahs with mesiras nefesh, with self-sacrifice through the essence of your soul, that's why you'll be re-inspired. Yeah, as we just explained. And what's Mesiras Nefesh? Mesiras Nefesh is a power that is from the essence of your soul higher than your revealed personality. Yeah?
Can you say that again?
The Mesiras Nefesh, the power of Mesiras Nefesh comes from a place in your soul that is higher than your revealed personality. Revealed personality, koichas geluyim, means your intellect, your emotion. That is your revealed, normal, human self, right? The way you think, what you believe in, your attitudes, that's your mind. What you love, what you're excited about, what you're passionate about, that's your emotions. That's your revealed internal personality. That's the part of yourself that lies within your body, in your mind and your heart. Mesiras Nefesh comes from where? Where's the power of Mesiras Nefesh? It's not in your heart, because it's not an emotion, it's not an excitement. It's not in your mind, because it makes no sense. Mesiras Nefesh is the essence of your soul that is beyond the limitations of your bodily self, of your internal personality. It comes from a deeper place.
Is that where Bitachon comes from?
Yeah.
That same source?
Yeah.
So, in a sense, though, it can be experienced in a conscious way, where you don't understand why you have faith.
Yeah, but you experience it. You
Like,
do.
you
Yeah.
experience it.
What are you experiencing? You're experiencing the higher levels of your soul that are beyond the limitation of your conscious self, because you can't explain it.
Right. But it's successful. You can feel
Absolutely. Yeah. You can have it. You can live it. You can experience it, but you can't grasp it or explain it or identify it or justify it. It just is. Right. So when a Jew does mitzvahs, even though you're not in the mood, that's not a rational thing. That's not your revealed personality. That's not your normal self operating. It's your higher self operating. The part of your soul that's beyond the limitation of the body. That's where it's coming from. And so when you do a mitzvah from that level, that brings inspiration because it's your deeper self coming out. The part of you that's beyond the limitation of your body, of your conscious self. Which is very high. But it's not the highest. It's high, but it's not the highest. Why? Because nevertheless, because through doing Torah and mitzvahs in such a state, even if the reason you're doing Torah and mitzvahs is because you remember your unbreakable bond with Hashem, your Mesiras Nefesh towards Hashem, but you are not nullifying your existence when you do that. Why? Because the very fact that you're keeping Torah mitzvahs is why? Because you really do want to. Who wants to? Your deeper self wants to. Your soul really wants to. So in the end, you're doing what your soul really wants. It's very high, but it's not bittul. It's not losing your existence. You haven't dissolved. Your will is you. It's your higher you. It's the deeper you. It's the you that's beyond the normal you. But it's still you. So, so the essence of your soul that is being revealed in this case is the level of the essence of your soul that has somewhat a relationship with the soul that is within your body. That the level of the essence of your soul that's being revealed when you do mitzvahs on this level, when you don't want to but you do it anyway, is the level of the essence of your soul that has some relationship with your soul as it is in your body. I'll explain it in a minute better. The square brackets on the fourth last line. That by remembering the fact that your soul cannot disconnect from Hashem possibly, and you would rather die than be disconnected from Hashem, so you do Torah mitzvahs with a will. You want to do Torah mitzvahs in a strong way, in a very powerful way. But it's you wanting to. So it's the part of you that is connected to the down here part of you. Remember we said last week that there's two levels of makif. There's makif hakarov and makif harafik. There's the makif that's close and the makif that's far. Or in Kabbalistic terms, in Keser, in the sphere of Keser, there's two levels, Atik and Arich. Arich is the level of Keser that is the source of the other 10 spheres that come after it. Atik is the level of Keser that is completely beyond being a source to anything. It's totally in a realm of its own. Yeah? Both of them are Keser, both of them are Makif, both of them are beyond, but one is a step higher than everything, and the other is completely beyond everything.
Can you translate what Makif means?
Makif means a surrounding, beyond, encompassing light. In your soul, there are also these levels. There's the soul as it is within the body. There's the soul as it is beyond the body. And there's the soul as it is beyond even being beyond.
I'll photocopy it down. So we have a few, but not a lot.
Okay, we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
We might not get there. I think we will.
We have like 3 copies.
How far away can you get away from the body without dying? I don't understand. Like,
So I'll explain. When we talk about a soul, neshama, so what do we think of? What do we think a neshama is? Where is it?
In our heart.
No, everywhere.
In our heart, in our mind, everywhere. So in a simplistic view of the soul, what is the soul? It's that deep down within you, there's this sparkly little Tinkerbell thing that like a star or a shining light or something deep inside. So if you would crack yourself open, you would find this energy bubbling inside of you. That's the soul. The soul is deep within. That's how we usually understand and describe the soul. It's not wrong, but it's not the full picture. Because yes, there is a part of the soul that is within you. It's not deep within your heart that if you open up your heart, it's there. Deep within you means that underneath all the layers of your personality, within you conceptually, not spatially within you, that underneath, behind everything you do is a soul energy. And so the soul is energizing your movements. That you move around, you lift your hand, you walk. That's your soul energy energizing your body. On a higher level, there's a part of your soul that's not just energizing your body to move. There's a soul energy that is energizing your feelings, your reactions, your emotional response to something. That's soul energy.
What about your immune system?
Yeah, that's part of the body. That's a survival instinct. Then there's a part of your soul that enlivens your thoughts and your intellect, your awareness. That's also soul energy. So behind everything that's happening inside of you, there's actually soul energy that is pumping it, that is enlivening it, that is providing the sustenance to that. That is what the soul is, but that's not all that the soul is. Because there are parts of the soul that are beyond the body, that are not contained within the body. One example of that is the part of the soul that energizes will, ratzon, motivation. Your will to do something. Where is that located? If walking is done with the feet, so the soul rests in the feet and energizes the feet to walk. If feeling rests in the heart, in the emotions, so you feel with your emotions, the soul rests in the heart to feel. If thinking rests in the mind, so the soul dwells in your mind, energizes your mind to think. So where is will? Your motivation to do something. What do you want with? You walk with your feet. You feel with your heart. You think with your head. You want with?
Your eyes.
Your stomach.
Your brain.
Your eyes.
It's not in your body.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or you want with your soul.
Is it that thing where it's connected above to you somewhere and you like have a cord to it? Like that thing floating above you or something?
Yeah, so will has no particular address in the body. You don't want with your foot or with your mind or with your heart. You want. It's me that wants. If I want something, if I'm motivated to do something, if I have a drive to something, it's me. It's not my foot or my brain, it's me. My awareness of it may be in my brain, but like my awareness of everything, my awareness of my foot is also in my brain. But my power of wanting, my willpower, is not in my brain any more or less than it is in my foot or anywhere else. It's not particularly found anywhere. In Kabbalistic terms, it's described as being surrounding your body, as opposed to being within a part of your body. It encompasses, that's what makif means, to surround. It encompasses your entire body. When you want to move your foot moves. Because your power of will, of ratzon, is surrounding your foot as it is your head.
I thought will comes from desire.
Desire comes from the heart, doesn't it? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No.
Like you're talking about a tiger?
As what was defined last night. No, as what you defined last week. That Hashem's ratzon was driven by Hashem's desire.
Pleasure. Ratzon is desire, it's the same thing. It's synonymous, it's the same thing. Pleasure is what drives ratzon.
So where does that fit into it?
So that's even higher.
Where does that live?
That's even beyond.
But isn't that
Ratzon.
quite base? pleasure?
Depends what your pleasure is.
Lamb chops.
Then,
That's pretty base.
30 days.
But I don't understand how that can be.
But
higher.
anyway, but we're not talking about that now. Now we're talking about Rotzen. So, Rotzen dwells beyond the body, but it affects the body. It surrounds the body tightly, meaning when you have a Rotzen to move or to eat or to think, then it affects your body. It's a part of your conscious self, but it's not directly part of your conscious self. It's deeper than your conscious self. So it's deeper than your mind. It's deeper than your heart. It's you. It's much more you. That's where Rotzen is. The Rotzen of Mesiras Nefesh, what we described now, the desire to serve Hashem no matter what, is a Rotzen, is a will, is a drive that you have. It's one that's deeper than your conscious self. You want to do mitzvahs, you want to be close to Hashem, you don't want to be separate from Hashem. Why? There's not a rational reason why. There's not a logical explanation for it. It just is. It's just how it is. But it is your Ratzon. It's deeper than a thought. It's deeper than a feeling. But it is still a part of you. It's a part of your soul that is beyond the limitation of your body. But it's still your soul. It's still your Ratzon. So what the Rebbe is explaining now is that when you do a mitzvah, not because you're in the mood of doing the mitzvah, not because you understand why you're doing the mitzvah, but because you don't want to be disconnected from Hashem. You do want to be a part of Hashem. You want to be Jewish. You know you're Jewish. And so you'll do the mitzvah anyway. On the one hand, we'd say you're breaking yourself to do that, because you're not in the mood of doing the mitzvah. You're going against your mood to do the mitzvah. That's true, but really what you're doing is you're overriding your lower self with your higher self. Your deeper self that really wants to do the mitzvahs is asserting itself over your more external, superficial self that can't be bothered. So whose will are you doing? It's still your will. It's still what you want to do on a deeper level. That's not bad. We're not criticizing you. We're not saying you're doing something wrong. The Rebbe is merely pointing out that when you do a mitzvah on this level, as high and as powerful, as amazing as it is, but still, it's still a certain level of self-assertion. That I'm doing what I really want, which is to do mitzvahs. Because I really don't want to be disconnected from Hashem. Even though I'm not in the mood, and I can't be bothered, and I've got every excuse why not to do it. But I'm doing it anyway, because that's what I really want. So, as powerful as that is, it's limited to your metzias, to you. You're still doing what you want.
What is the point? Like, I don't know.
You understand what it is?
Yeah, I
Okay,
understand.
so then we're in the middle of a point. So you understand that bit? We're building the point. So what you've connected to is the level of your soul that's beyond your conscious self, but it's still your soul you're connecting to. It's still a part of you. So v'lachen, we're on the third last line of the page. V'lachen gam hamshacha shenimsheches milamayla al yidei zeh. So therefore, the divine light that you draw down through such an act of Mesiras Nefesh, where you do a mitzvah even though you're not in the mood, it will be a light that is higher than Ishtalshalos, higher than the system of creation. But as it is relative, connected somewhat to Ishtalshalos, to creation. The Bechlosu Makif HaKarav Arich, which is called the Makif HaKarav, the close Makif, or in the Kabbalistic terms, Arich, the level of Kesser called Arich. Meaning, when you serve Hashem on that level, where you're doing not what you want in your moods, not what you want in your mind, but what you want in the depth of your soul. So what have you done? You've gone beyond your Hishtalshalos, your systematic, conscious, aware self. You've gone above your mind to a deeper you. And so what do you draw down? What light do you draw down? What divine energy is drawn down as a result of that Avodah? A light that is beyond Hishtalshalos. But how far beyond Hishtalshalos? Not too far. It's just beyond Hishtalshalos, which is called Arich.
how do you live off the extra?
Well, because you've drawn down makif,
It's more
that's
than-
extra. Yeah, we should pass that around.
It's more than what you put in.
Yeah, pass that around. Yeah, yeah. It's makif. It's beyond. So let's do another couple of lines. Bottom line of the page, mem hey, and then we're going to go to mem dalet. Oh, I need to keep on first.
No, it's the same.
Because we asked what we jammed.
This side. Yeah.
Vayisron shenasai dei hergesh v'meridus mizeshu kli reikon. But the energy that you generate, the extra energy and inspiration you generate through a sense of your own emptiness, a bitterness and a disappointment in how low you've become, that you are the empty vessel, mem vav, mikivin sh'al yidei zehu mizbatel mimtziyosai. Because when you do that, what are you doing? You're nullifying yourself. You're negating yourself. You're disappointed in yourself. You're the problem because you're so empty. By negating that self, what you draw down is a revelation of the essence of the soul, as it is far beyond any relationship with your conscious mind, with your conscious self. Let's do 3 more lines. And a similar reaction, divine response, it comes down. By you feeling your emptiness, that you have nothing going for you, you're like a leftover, the side event, the offcut, you're an extra, the divine light that you draw down as a result of this is the makif harachik, the distant makif, which is called atik, which is the deepest level.
I thought our avoda is to draw down that light through happiness rather than.
Oh, you should be very happy. This is all.
I thought our generation was not a generation of that's why we don't fast, because we don't do that.
We don't do extra fasts. We do fast.
Okay.
We don't do any extra fasts.
Yeah.
But this is.
I just don't understand the difference between that and being depressed.
Depression is total self-absorption. It's not bittul. It's the
Why?
opposite. Depression is thinking about myself.
Well, that's what you're doing when you're being bittle.
No,
Thinking about the self.
that's not
only.
that's not bittul. Then it's not bittul. If the emphasis is on self, then you missed it.
So then what
The
are
emphasis
you
is on
emphasizing on?
that Hashem created me, put me in this world, and I'm not fulfilling my purpose. What Hashem wants from me is not happening. The emphasis is not how lowly I am, meaning this is bad for my reputation. I'm not successful. It's not about me. It's that Hashem has a purpose for me, and I'm not doing it. Well, what am I thinking? It's different. It's merirus, literally means bitterness, but it means a disappointment, not a depression. It's a different thing. It's that you should be doing so much better